Every 11 seconds, an older adult is rushed to the emergency room, not from illness, but from a fall. Not a harmless trip. A fall that shatters bones, steals independence, and changes life in an instant. But what if I told you the culprit isn't just age or bad luck? It's lurking right on your plate. What if avoiding just one food could slash your fall risk by 30%? Let me share Helen's story. At 82, she lived for her grandson's soccer games until leg cramps stole that joy. By morning, I feel like I've run a marathon in my sleep, she told me. Sound familiar? That creeping heaviness, the pins and needles at night, stairs that feel steeper than ever? Most people chalk it up to aging. But what if your dinner is to blame? I'm Dr. Masayuki. I've spent decades helping seniors reclaim mobility. Because when legs lose strength, it's not just physical, it's missing first steps, grandkids' games, or the confidence to leave your front porch. Certain everyday foods, even those labeled light or wholesome, are quietly damaging your nerves, starving your muscles, and throwing off your balance. Worse yet, one of these foods hides in meals you'd swear are harmless. That's why it's so important to avoid these foods to stop losing leg strength. Today, I'll show you why leg strength matters after 60, and reveal 3 foods that weaken leg muscles in seniors. And the third, a hidden culprit you'd never expect, but it's one of the worst for your legs after 60. The good news? You don't have to sacrifice flavor. These simple diet tips for stronger legs after 50 can reignite strength, steady your stride, and keep you chasing life's moments. Let's get ahead of it, together. Why leg strength matters. After 60, as we grow older, our muscles face a quiet thief called sarcopenia, the natural, age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It begins around 50 and speeds up after 60, especially if we're not eating the right way or staying active. That's why nutritional advice for seniors with weak legs is more important than ever. Your legs, your quads, hamstrings, calves, are some of the biggest and most essential muscles in your body. They help you stand tall, stay balanced, walk with confidence, and catch yourself when you stumble. But when leg strength fades, so does freedom. You begin to rely on rails. You avoid uneven ground. Maybe you stop dancing, walking your dog, or gardening. And that leads to more sitting, more stiffness, and more loss. The good news? Diet tips for stronger legs after 50 can make a real difference. The right foods can help rebuild muscle, support circulation, and even reduce nerve sensitivity and cramps. But the wrong ones? They accelerate inflammation, dehydrate your tissues, rob your muscles of key minerals, and block recovery. These are the worst foods for leg pain and weakness. And knowing what not to eat for better mobility in old age is just as critical as knowing what to eat. Number 1. Hot dogs. Helen used to keep a pack of hot dogs in her fridge all the time. They were quick, easy, and familiar. Something she'd made for her kids, and now for her great-grandkids. But over time, that simple meal took a toll on her legs. Hot dogs are loaded with sodium, sometimes over 500 milligrams in a single link. Sodium pulls water out of your muscles, throwing off your electrolyte balance. And that's one of the fastest ways to trigger those deep, stabbing leg cramps at night, especially in older adults. They're also filled with nitrates and preservatives. These chemicals are linked to chronic inflammation, a quiet storm in the body that wears down muscles, stiffens joints, and disrupts nerve communication. For those seeking nutritional advice for seniors with weak legs, this is one of the foods to avoid for stronger legs over 60. And most importantly, they're low in high-quality protein, the kind your body actually needs to rebuild and preserve muscle tissue. If your meals don't give your legs the fuel they need, your body starts breaking down muscle just to keep things running. This makes hot dogs a prime example of foods that weaken leg muscles in seniors. Worst of all, hot dogs are rarely eaten alone. They come wrapped in white buns, drenched in sugary sauces, and paired with chips or soda. It's a metabolic nightmare for aging muscles, and among the worst foods for leg pain and weakness. Who's most at risk? Seniors with high blood pressure, people with frequent night cramps, anyone relying on processed meals for convenience. What can you do instead? A long-term study involving over 13,000 older women found that substituting one daily serving of processed red meat with fish was associated with a 33% reduction in frailty risk, and replacing it with nuts led to a 26% reduction. Try grilled low-sodium chicken sausage. Cook lean meats or fish in batches and freeze portions. If you miss the hot dog flavor, there are even plant-based sausages now with clean ingredients and more nutrients. If you want diet tips for stronger legs after 50, it starts with choosing protein-rich meals that fight inflammation and hydrate your muscles, not work against them. You deserve meals that love your legs back and help you avoid these foods to stop losing leg strength. Number 2. Soda. Regular or diet. This one's tough because it's everywhere, on the dinner table, at church events, in the fridge. But soda, whether it's full of sugar or artificially sweetened, is one of the worst foods for leg pain and weakness, especially in older adults. Regular soda is packed with sugar, which causes blood sugar spikes followed by crashes that leave you sluggish and shaky. But it also depletes your body of magnesium and calcium, two minerals that are critical for preventing cramps, twitching, and spasms. These imbalances can quietly contribute to weak legs and declining mobility over time. Diet soda might seem like a safer choice, but many contain aspartame or other artificial sweeteners that interfere with nerve function. Some people experience restless legs, tingling, or even shooting pains, without ever realizing that soda is part of the problem. For those seeking nutritional advice for seniors with weak legs, this is a common but overlooked culprit. Soda also causes chronic dehydration, and if your muscles aren't hydrated, they can't contract properly. It's like trying to squeeze a dry sponge. That's why avoiding these foods to stop losing leg strength, including soda, is so essential after 60. If you've ever had to wake up in the middle of the night with a searing leg cramp, or found yourself constantly stretching your calves without relief, soda might be playing a bigger role than you think. It's one of the hidden foods to avoid for stronger legs over 60. Instead, try sparkling mineral water with lemon, coconut water, nature's electrolyte solution, iced herbal teas with no sugar. These not only hydrate but also replenish minerals and reduce inflammation, providing real, restorative diet tips for stronger legs after 50. Your legs deserve better fuel. Number 3. White bread. Let's talk about the humble slice of white bread. It's soft, it's comforting, it's in everything from sandwiches to toast. But here's the hard truth. White bread is made from refined flour, stripped of the fiber, protein, and minerals your muscles rely on. What's left is a fast-burning carbohydrate that spikes your blood sugar and leads to a crash. That crash does more than make you sleepy. It causes inflammation and over time makes it harder for your muscles to absorb nutrients, a condition that blocks nutrients from getting into your muscles. For older adults, this makes white bread one of the foods that weaken leg muscles in seniors. White bread doesn't just fail to support your legs. It actively feeds the processes that break them down. It lacks magnesium, a key mineral that helps your muscles contract and relax properly. It lacks fiber, which stabilizes your blood sugar and feeds the good bacteria in your gut that influence inflammation. And it lacks protein, the very building blocks of muscle. For anyone seeking nutritional advice for seniors with weak legs or wondering what not to eat for better mobility in old age, white bread is near the top of the list. You might notice feeling unusually tired after meals, cramps, or stiffness after light activity, needing longer to recover after walking or stretching. So what's better? 100% whole grain or sprouted grain bread. Sweet potatoes or steel-cut oats for steady energy. Avocado toast on Ezekiel bread with a pinch of salt and lemon? That's muscle medicine in disguise. These simple swaps offer real diet tips for stronger legs after 50. A powerful way to avoid these foods to stop losing leg strength and regain control of your movement. Small swaps, big results. So what do your legs really need to stay strong after 60? They need magnesium, potassium, and calcium for smooth, cramp-free contractions. They need lean protein to rebuild what age tries to take away. They need healthy fats, like omega-3, to ease inflammation. And they need stable blood sugar and hydration to keep your muscles nourished and nerves calm. This is core nutritional advice for seniors with weak legs. Simple, science-backed essentials to help your muscles function their best. When Helen made these changes, swapping the hot dogs, ditching the white bread, and trading soda for coconut water, she didn't just reduce her cramps. She started walking around the block again. She showed up at her grandson's next game. She stood taller, smiled brighter. Because this isn't just about food, it's about freedom. So, let's gently recap. Here are 3 foods to avoid for stronger legs over 60. Hot dogs, high sodium, low protein, inflammation causing. White bread, spikes blood sugar, drains muscle building nutrients. Soda, dehydrates, disrupts minerals and nerves, fuels cramping. These are common foods that weaken leg muscles in seniors, and knowing what not to eat for better mobility in old age can make all the difference. You don't need to overhaul your life in one day. Just begin. Try cutting one of the worst foods for leg pain and weakness this week, and notice how your body responds. Sometimes, small choices create the biggest shifts. And if you've been feeling discouraged, I want you to know something. Your body still listens. It still responds. It still heals. Give it the right care and the right diet tips for stronger legs after 50, and it will thank you in ways you can feel in your legs, your steps, your freedom. Have you been dealing with leg cramps or weakness? Leave me a comment. And if this video helped you, please share it with someone over 60 and hit subscribe, because in the next video, we'll reveal the top foods that rebuild leg strength naturally.